ask or anything. Okay, let's start seated. Just come to a cross-legged, comfortable position. Get into the breath a little bit. So finding height through the spine, find some softness through the shoulders, loosen off the neck if you want to take a moment just to roll the head out a little bit. And do what you need to do just to get settled into your body. And then finding stillness, find a couple of deeper, fuller breaths. So the breath comes into the belly, the ribs and the back. Okay, on your next inhale, lift the hands up towards the ceiling, interlace the fingers together and flip the palms up. So you press the palms up to the ceiling or sky. Let the shoulders come all the way up to your ears. Take the biggest breath in that you can fill up your ribs with. Hold in that breath. And then as you exhale, pull the lower ribs in. Keep the height of the spine, just pull the belly button to spine. And once again, big inhale, as big as you can into the ribs. Hold the breath. And as you exhale, pull the belly button to spine, close in the ribs, keep the arms drawing back behind your ears. One more big breath in. This time we're not going to hold the breath, but just reach the body over towards the left. Keep the arms by the ears. On your next inhale, lift all the way back up again, and exhale, reach everything across to the right. Inhale back to the center, let the arms just come down to the sides of the body, drop the head towards your left shoulder, reach the right hand out to the side of you, feel the stretch come through the side of the neck. So if you want to turn that right palm up or flex the hand, just adjust where your arm, where your head is until you get that deep stretch through the sideline of the neck. Let the jaw relax into it. On your next exhale, roll the chin towards the chest and bring the head across towards the right shoulder, reach the left hand away. Again, just adjusting where your head is, where your arm is until you find that stretch through the sideline of the neck. Relax the jaw and take a really deep, soothing breath into it. And bring the chin towards your chest. Take a fold over the legs, just open out into your back or into the hips. So if you feel that, keep some movement coming into it if it feels good. Walking the hands back in, take the fingertips behind your back. So fingers are facing the back of your mat, so you can lean into the arms and just open out the chest for a couple of breaths. Again, keep some soft movement swaying through the shoulders or the body somewhere if it helps to bring a bit more space. You feel a bit of a stretch through your hands as well. And then releasing, come over into all fours and work into the wrist stretch and strengthening. So palms staying flat to the ground, just scrunch up the fingers slightly so the finger knuckles pull up, but you keep the fingertip pads to the floor. Just rocking forwards and backwards a couple of times in the hands. As you rock forwards, keep pressing into the floor so you feel the shoulder blades broaden out as you come forwards. Move forwards and open. Turn the fingers out to face the edges of the mat, going side to side in the hands. Turn the fingers around to face your knees any further, just as far as they feel comfortable to go. Keep some soft movement, transferring the weight from one hand to the other, maybe just leaning back towards the heels, your hands and your wrists get a bit of a stretch. And then turning the fingers all the way around the other way, so the fingers are facing each other, and maybe a little bit further round if they feel they're able to go. Straightening up the arms as much as you can, and then just a small, again, transfer of weight from one hand to the other. And then flip the hands back to face the front again. Just turn the back of your right hand to the floor, keeping the fingernails on the ground and the wrist still directly under your shoulder. Straighten up the arms as much as you can, try and get that forearm to rotate forwards. And then as you exhale, bend the elbow out to the side and see if you can point the elbow towards the top of the mat. Inhale as you straighten and rotate, and exhale, rounding through. Keep it going. Holding it straight, keep as much rotation in the forearm as you can, and then scrunch up your hand. Feel the forearm kind of contract into it. Relax it. Take a couple of times of scrunching up as much as you can and relaxing. Keep the back of the hand on the floor. You're just trying to curl the fingers in towards the fist. Keep the elbow as straight as you can. Good. And then relax it. Flip the palm back to face the normal way and turn the back of the left hand to the floor. So wrist under shoulders. Keep the fingernails to the ground. Find that straightening and bending of the elbow. Again, with as much rotation through the forearm as you can. You'll work through all the ligaments of the wrist. Next time it's straight, holding there, scrunch up your hand, make the weirdest looking fist that you can. And relax it, and then just keep that going. A couple of times, try to contract the forearm and relax it. I know you're all concerned about the cake I mentioned. We've just had a thumbs up from Tom and it's all good. Just taking it out of the oven, it's fine. Good, and then bring your palms back to face the front. So keep your fingers flat to the ground, spread them out as wide as you can. Lift the palms up off the floor so you feel the stretch through the hands. And then slowly lower the palms down. So at the same time they lift up, the same time they lower down. Keep it going a couple of times. If it's feeling easy, shift the shoulders forwards a little bit. So you put a little bit more weight to strengthen the hands. If you want to up level from here, when the palms lift, up the toes and lift the knees. Bring the palms down and then the knees down. Palms up, knees up, palms down, knees down. One more round, palms up, knees up, palms down, knees down. Come onto the fingertips of your hands, just holding here. So this might feel enough for the hands. Obviously, please do not break your fingers. This is aiming to strengthen and not break anything. If you want to up level, try to stretching one leg back, keep the other knee to the floor, and then change the legs. If that's feeling okay, try hovering both knees and maybe you lift the hips up into downward dog. Stay on the fingertips. Bring yourself back to all fours wherever you are. Sit back to the heels, keep the toes tucked under as we stretch the feet and just roll the wrists out a couple of times. Give them a shake. Let them go all floppy. Good. Bring the hands out in front of you. Come into a downward facing dog. Take a deep bend in the knees. Get the pressing of the floor away from you with your hands. So your chest reaches through the arms towards the thighs. Tip the tailbone towards the ceiling. And then just swing the hips from one side to the other. You're feeling the stretch around the side of your ribs, side of your hips. Paddling the feet so you feel the stretch coming through the back of the legs. And then rolling forwards into a plank position, as open as you can through the shoulder blades as you travel forwards. As you exhale, bring the knees to the floor, let the body roll to the ground. So bring the hips down first and let the rest of the body sink into the ground. Take a cobra, reach the toes away. Inhale, lifts you, shoulders stay down. Exhale all the way back into your downward facing dog. Again, bring some movement to the pose. Deepen into your breath. Sigh through the mouth if you want to, flutter the lips, anything that works. From here, turn the toes out slightly and bring the heels of your feet towards each other. You might want to bring your hands towards the feet slightly, so almost in a little like ballet feet on the ground. Lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Try to keep the left foot on the floor. To up level, bring the left hand to the inside of that left ankle. Grab hold of it and see if you can squeeze yourself in towards that leg any further. Strong through the supporting arm, keep pushing the floor away. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, float the right foot down, replace the hand. Other side, so left foot lifts up, maybe you're holding, or if you want to, bring the right hand to grab the inside of the right ankle and squeeze yourself in. Slowly replacing hand and foot to the floor. And walking the feet up towards your hands, come into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze into the legs. You don't so much bend into the knees as you need to, but try and curl the forehead in towards the shins. So if this is your first kind of bit of movement for the day, maybe your back is just feeling it needs a bit of a stretch out. So take a moment to breathe into here, get the ribs to move with the breath. Slowly begin to roll up to standing, bone by bone to come up. Roll the shoulders down your back. Inhale to lift the hands towards the ceiling. Bring the gaze to your thumbs. As you exhale, belly to spine, forward fold through to the feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, come into plank position, holding plank. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale brings you to cobra or to upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. This time, turn the toes in slightly, the heels out, just by an inch or so, nothing too dramatic. Just enough to create a feeling of your inner thighs trying to reach to the wall behind you. Press the floor away through the hands, feel your back lift higher towards the ceiling. Take a really long breath in. And a full deep breath out. Bring the gaze to the hands, bend the knees, step, walk, jump, or shuffle your feet up to the hands. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs, forehead to shins. Inhale as you rise, coming all the way to standing, palms lift, gaze to thumbs. Straight back into the next round. Exhale to refold Uttanasana. Fingertips stay on the floor. Take your halfway lift from there, so it's reaching the ribs forwards. Exhale, come into plank position, pausing in plank. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Reach the arms out in front of you with the little finger edge to the floor, so palms are facing each other. Release the toes and press down through the shoelaces of your feet. Try to tuck the tailbones. You feel pubic bone pressing to the ground. And as you exhale, try to scoop the belly button up towards the spine. So the lower body feels really engaged. So keeping the palms facing each other, basically lift your thumbs up towards the ceiling. So the hands lift up. If they lift just a millimeter, that's fine. If a little finger stays on the floor, that's fine if that's what we get to. This will feel easier if your arms are wider. This is stronger if the arms are by your ears. I want your back and shoulders to feel switched on. So lifting the thumbs. Keep the tailbone tucking. So don't let your lower back take this. Keep the tailbone tucking under. Squeeze your bum. Press the pubic bone to the floor. Try to lift the abdominals up off the mat. Keep breathing. Press the feet down. Keep breathing. Press the feet down. Tuck the tailbone. Lift the hands higher. Gaze to the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands under the shoulders. Stay where you are. Take a breath in. Exhale all the way back up to your downward facing dog. Give the body a little bit of a wriggle out. Bring the gaze to your hands. Bend the knees, step, walk, or hop the feet up to the hands. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale to fold into the legs. Inhale as you rise, coming all the way to stand, bring the palms together, gaze to thumbs. This time as you exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. We're going to come straight into side B. So make sure the big toes are touching. We start with chair pose. So inhale, sweep the arms up, the tailbone stays down, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, forward fold, forehead to shins. Keep the hands on the floor. Take your halfway lift. So just a big breath in. Come onto the tiptoes of your feet. Plant the palms down and jump back to your chaturanga or your plank position. Take a few little jumps if you need to. Good. Lower down. Inhale to lift the chest up. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Right foot steps forwards between the hands. Come into warrior one. Back foot is on diagonal. Hips and shoulders stay facing front. Palms together. Lift the gaze if that's feeling okay with the neck. Take a really big breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Sweep through your chaturanga with the right foot floating. So lower down. Inhale, then lift the chest. The foot comes to the floor. Exhale, take it back to your downward facing dog. Left foot steps forwards, turn the back foot to diagonal. Big inhale, lift the hands. So on one long exhale, take your chaturanga with the left foot staying floating. Inhale, lift the chest, good. Exhale, back into downward dog. Pausing, take 3 full breaths. Inhaling for 1. Exhale. Strong Ujjayi breath. Inhaling for 2. Exhale. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Bring the gaze to the hands, bend the knees. Step forward, jump the feet up to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Make sure the big toes are touching. Deep bend in the knees. Come into chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, come to standing, hands to heart center. So this time, cut your plank position out. So this is going to be what I've done before. After your halfway lift, keep the hands on the ground, weight forwards. So you can still step this back, but it's one long exhale as you lower. Or you jump back to chaturanga. Give it a go. So you lengthen the breath. So we start with chair pose. Inhale, lift the hands, take the hips, squeeze your bum. Exhale, forward fold. Keep the hands to the floor, pull the chest forwards, halfway lift. Long exhale to your chaturanga. Great. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, back into downward dog. Inhale to lift the right leg high. Bend the knee. Open the hip so that right kneecap is pointing towards the ceiling. Keep the supporting leg straight. And if we can, drop into the left forearm. The left forearm comes down to the floor. See if you can then tip the right kneecap further up to the ceiling. Press back onto the left palm. Straighten up the leg. Exhale, step through to between the hands, coming back into warrior one. Inhale, lift the arms up. So this time we take a hop back chaturanga. So your hands come down, lift the back foot and jump the front foot to the back of the mat. So you land on the right foot only and lower. Good stuff. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, back to downward dog. Lift the left leg to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Bend the knee and open the hip. And if we can, drop into the right forearm. So you get more tipping open of the hips. Press back onto right palm, straighten up the toes. Exhale, step through to between your hands, coming into warrior one, arms lifting, inhale. So hands come down to the floor, lift up the back foot. You're going to land the left foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, lovely. Exhale, coming back into downward dog. Holding for 3 breaths. Inhaling for 1. Exhale, squeeze those heels down. Inhaling for 2. Exhale, lift the tailbone up. Inhale for 3. Exhale, relax the neck. Bring the gaze to the hands, bend the knees, jump your feet to your hands. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold it into the legs. Coming back into chair pose, inhale. You're going to bring a twist in this sequence, so bring the left elbow towards your right thigh. Press the hands together, squeeze the shoulders round. Try to get the thumbs in line with your sternum, the center of the chest. And just check that one knee hasn't slipped in front of the other, or that your toes are gripped into the floor. Relax your toes. Inhale, lift the hands to center. Exhale, bring the right elbow to left thigh, pressing hands. Check in with your knees, your toes, your breath. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, come to stand. Back into chair pose. Inhale. Interlace the fingers together. Press the palms up to the ceiling. Squeeze the arms in towards your ears. Exhale, sit a little bit lower through the hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, sit lower. Start to reach that clasp of the hands forwards and your hips back. So your spine starts to become parallel with the floor. Let the gaze come through the arms to look at the big toes. Take a big breath in. Exhale, sit lower. Take a breath in. Exhale, sit lower. Your spine will start tipping out of parallel line. If you can sit down to the heels without rolling backwards, and sit down to the heels. Keep pressing out, strong arms. Take the palms to the floor, lift up the hips. Come onto the tiptoes, and then knees come into the outer shoulders. Come into Bakasana if you wish to. So take the weight into the arms, let your knees rest into triceps. Try picking up one foot and then switching, or try taking a little bit of hover. Good, take a couple of breaths if you have the hover. Those of you that are more advanced in the practice, try to straighten the arms up a little bit. Come back into your squat. Stay on the tiptoes of the feet. So you're going to take your hands out to the sides and try and walk the arms under the legs. Your palms can face up to ceiling. Trying this little working into a dragon pose. Yeah, good. Bow the head towards your toes. Those of you that can, kind of grab hold of your bum. Working in towards binding the hands. Don't worry about going in too deep into it at the moment. Release the hands back in front of you again. So working from crow to jump back to chaturanga, I'll show you option 1. If you're still feeling a little bit unsteady with the float at the moment, it will come, then keep the toes to the floor, step one leg, your arms in crow are already in chaturanga. If your weight is forwards enough, the upper body doesn't have to move much to chaturanga. The legs step back and you're pretty much already there. If you're jumping back, think about the inner thighs coming towards each other. So you find the float, kick the toes towards the back of the mat. You're already in chaturanga with the arms. So give it a go. So try and get your upper body in place for chaturanga first. And it'll feel a lot lighter to land. Make sure you have your elbows bent when you land. Good. Lift the chest, cobra or up dog. It's good. I can see you laughing. That'll do. If it brings joy, then it brings joy. Come into your downward facing dog. You're going to inhale, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee and again drop into the left forearm like you did earlier. If you're feeling steady there, try taking the right hand wide to the side of the mat, resting onto the fingertips of the hand, maybe just one fingertip. Maybe no fingertips. Bring the hand back if you take the right one out. Left palm back to the floor, lift up the toes, take a big breath in. Exhale, step through to between the hands, coming into warrior 1 again. Lift the hands up. So stay nice and deep in that right knee. Interlace the fingers together with the Index fingers pointing up to the ceiling, like your Charlie's Angels mudra. Squeeze the arms back behind your ears. Lift up through the fingertips. Squeeze your arms into the sides of your head. And then start to point the fingers towards the wall behind you. You guide this as far as you want to take it. Keep really deep into the legs and press the feet apart from each other so the legs are strong. Good. Inhale, pick yourself straight back up again. And as you exhale, come into warrior two. So just nudge the back foot round, open the arms. Spread the fingers open so the hands are active. We're going to add in reverse warrior. So left hand to thigh, right hand reaches up and back behind you. Come onto the tiptoes of your front foot and sink into that front leg any further. Really nice and open through the right side of the torso. Look up towards the fold of your top elbow if that feels okay with the neck. Plant the heel back down, lift up through warrior two. Heel toe that back foot in just a little bit closer. Straighten up so we come into Trikonasana, reaching forwards and hinging down. Underneath hand can either rest a shin or ankle or big toe, any variation you like. But I want you to try and focus on the lengthening of the underneath side of your torso. So if your body's all scrumpled down towards the front leg, lift out of it a little bit higher and see if you can create more lengthening through the sidelines of the body. Lovely, nice. Think about tucking the tailbones to create a bit more length through the sacrum. Going to add in half moves, so gaze to floor, bend in the front knee, take the fingertips in front of your front toes, floating the back foot. Hip bones stay open to the side of the room. See if you can come onto one fingertip underneath, maybe no fingertips. Take a big breath in. Exhale, drop the back foot, you're coming into pyramid, so toes all facing the top of the mat. Make sure the feet are about hip width apart, so either side of the center line. Folding the forehead into the shin. Turn your fingertips to face the back foot, so like you're walking the arms towards the back foot. Hands can be on blocks or big books or something if that helps. Those of you that can up level from here, come onto the tiptoes of the back foot and bring the back knee into the front knee, tucking the left heel towards your bum. So the back leg scoops up. Keep the weight dropping backwards into the fingertips. Slowly bring the back foot to the floor again if it was floating. Your left hand is going to come to the outer side of the right foot. Sit revolved Trikonasana. Right hand to the back, your lower back. Spin the shoulders round to the side. So underneath hand on a block is going to feel more comfortable for balance. Make sure your back foot is close enough that you can root the heel into the floor. Right arm lifting up to the ceiling if we can. Lifting the gaze towards the top hand if the balance and the neck allows. Press down through that underneath hand. Keep the shoulders spiraling. Make sure you are breathing. Take a big breath in. Full breath out to refold over the front leg again. You're coming in back into warrior two legs. So step the back leg away a bit further. Open out that back foot and spin the arms up. Take a big breath in. Right hand comes down to the inside of the front foot and left hand lifting up to the ceiling. Try to press the knee and the shoulder together at the front. So your shoulder is pressing the knee back and the knee is pressing the shoulder forward. So they work together. Think about tucking the tailbones. Again, glutes feel active. Keep length in the lower spine. From here, either build in half bind. So your top hand is going to wrap around the lower back. Full bind if we can. Underneath hand wraps underneath to grab hold of the leg. Your right hand is grabbing the left wrist. And then use the bind to draw the shoulder open. From here, stay where you are is going to work you really hard for the strength here. If you want to play, then bring the back foot to hop up to the front foot. Keep the right leg bound, lift it up off the floor. Exhale as you lift it up. Lovely holding, Rachel. Keep breathing. Straighten up the top leg if you're taking the bird of paradise. Slowly reversing. Come back into the bound warrior 2 like nothing happened. Unravel, lift the hands up to the ceiling, lift up the back heel. Take a really big breath if you didn't breathe for a moment then. Take the back knee to slowly lower down to the ground. Your left elbow is going to come across to the right thigh. Make a fist with the left hand, so we keep this wrist straight, and then place the right palm on top of it, like a rock, paper, scissors kind of game. So press them together so that clasp of the hand is in the middle of the chest, and your gaze comes towards the top elbow. Lift up the back knee if you're feeling steady there. So just check you've got the left elbow to your right knee. Twisting it. Yeah, good. Slowly unravel, reach the hands high, take a big breath in. That hop back chaturanga, if you want to take a little moment of handstand, you can do. So we lift the back foot up first, and however long you can hover, the right foot is going to land to the back of the mat. Lift the chest, inhale. Lovely neck, good. Exhale, downward dog. Bring the gaze to your palms. Slowly lower the elbows towards the floor. You can stay here in dolphin, or you can jump up to pincher, any forearm kind of work that you want to do. If you're staying with the dolphin, you can just practice taking one foot up and take a couple of little hops. Get used to the weight in the forearms. You can come to a wall. If you're a pincher ninja, then try taking a funky pincher. Good, couple of breaths to play around here. Slowly take the feet back to the floor. So wherever you are, come back into dolphin. Forearms down, hips up. We're going to come from here to chaturanga. So you rock the weight forwards, pick up the elbows and drop the chest. Good. I'm going to show you that again, so just watch the screen. So from dolphin, spread the palms open, travel forwards, elbows pick up, lower down. Lift the chest up from there. Go again. Or miss it. just think about it and imagine. It's good. Yes, nice, excellent. So coming back into downward dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a sigh through the mouth. And again, deep breath in. Sigh through the mouth. Inhale to lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knee and open the hip. Drop into the right forearm if you can. If you're feeling steady on that forearm, walk the left fingertips wide to the edge of the mat. Or to the side of the mat, sorry, that's it. And then maybe just resting onto one fingertip or none. Nice. Good stuff. Bring the palms back to the floor. Press back up onto the right one, straighten the left leg. Take a big breath in. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Coming back into warrior 1. So angle the back foot. Lift the hands. Find your Charlie's Angels mudra. Index fingers pointing up. Have a sense of the hands trying to pull apart from each other because you have them clasped, they don't. Inhale, so lift the fingers up to the ceiling, squeeze the arms into your head, and as you exhale, take it back as far as you want to take it. Keep the tailbone reaching down. So this isn't a drop into the lower back. Tailbone stays down, abdomen stays engaged. Inhale, straighten yourself back up. Exhale, round into warrior 2. Arms stay feeling active. Good. Right hand rests to the back leg. Left hand lifts up and over to reverse warrior. Option to come onto the tiptoes of the front foot and sink into it. Lift the gaze to the crease of your top elbow if that feels okay with the neck. So you might need to bring your arms slightly further forward so it meets your gaze. Flatten the front heel if it's lifted. Come back through warrior two. Just nudge the back foot in a little bit closer and straighten up the front leg. Big breath in. Exhale, reaching forwards and into Trikonasana, focusing on the lengthening of your torso. Even just for today, don't take it so deep, go with more space. So try to keep the right hip really stacked above the left one, so that as you transfer into your half moon now, when you're ready to, the hips kind of stay as open as they are, so they don't close round and then have to reopen again. Sweep them forwards. Lovely. Pulling belly to spine, see if you can lighten the weight away from your underneath hand. Maybe just do one fingertip or no fingers. Good, slowly coming into pyramid, drop the back foot down. So back foot close enough that the heel can come to the floor, your fingertips can stay on the ground. Fold the forehead in towards the shin. You can have hands on blocks or books if you want to. It's an option to stay where you are, or you build in a bit deeper, finding more balance. So the fingertips rotate to face your back foot. Press into the fingertips, so you feel the back round and the forehead coming towards your shin. Try coming onto the tiptoes of the back foot, maybe then hopping the back knee to the front knee, squeezing the heel up towards your bum. Excellent. Reverse it, come back to the floor. Your right hand is coming to the outer side of the left foot. Again, make sure that the back foot is able to root into the floor. Bring the left palm to the lower back. Get the shoulders to turn open first. Then maybe lifting that left hand up. The more you can press down through the underneath hand and your back heel, the more rotation and stability you're going to feel. Lift the gaze if the balance allows, it's a wobbly one. Slowly folding back round to the foot. Step the back leg away again, coming back into the warrior two legs. Opening out, breathe. And then into extended side angles. So take the left hand to the inside of the front foot and lift the right arm up to the ceiling. Sink into it. Get that resistance working between the shoulder and the knee again. So your shoulder is pressing the knee open and the knee is pressing the shoulder forwards. They work together. From there, think tucking the tailbone. So really scooping through the abdominals. Try to lengthen the space in lower back. So you take out any feeling of back bend. Half bind, so top arm wraps around lower back. Maybe full bind, the underneath arm catches the right wrist, or you're working into that. Good, use the bind to open the shoulder at the top. You either stay here for a good 5 breaths, it's going to be hard work, or you bring the back foot to the top foot and slowly lift up the leg. Exhale as you lift. Good, if you're playing with the floats, straighten the leg if you can, straighten the supporting leg. And slowly bring it down. Reverse the way you came, like nothing happened. Release the bind if you have it and lift the arms up to the ceiling into lunge. Lift the back heel, take a really big breath. Slowly with control, lower the back knee towards the floor. Your right elbow is going to come across to the front thigh. Make a fist with the right hand and wrap the left palm on top of it. Press them together so they come in towards the center of the chest. And maybe as you exhale, you lift up the back knee. Next inhale, lift both arms up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. So option to chaturanga or take a little hop through handstand first. So you hover it as much as you can and lower through your chaturanga. Back into your downward dog. Bring the forearms to the ground. You have about 10 breaths into forearm balance. So maybe you're staying here in dolphin, practicing a little keep up. Or maybe you take a pincher, maybe you take pincher variation. Come back into dolphin when you're ready. Take a big breath in. Exhale to chaturanga, rocking forwards and dip down. Yeah, that one again. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale to downward dog. Scoop your hands to the back of the mat. Come into forward fold. Bring your peace fingers to hook into the big toes. So you go on the inside of the toe and underneath, so your palms are facing each other. So pull yourself into the legs. There can still be a little bend in the knee, but try to round the forehead towards the shins. Or gaze to big toes, either or. Elbows are wide, and lift the shoulders up away from your ears towards your pelvis, and then try to lengthen further through the back of your neck. Take a deeper couple of breaths. Slowly from here, release the toes, take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up to standing, take your time to come up. Bring the hands out to the sides and up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Pick up the right knee towards your chest. Left hand rests onto the hip. The right peace fingers grab hold of the big toe again. Try to get that bind. So the knee is pressing into, the knee is pressing into your arm. From there you start to lengthen the foot forward. You can use the other hand to hold onto a wall if that helps. Good. So the leg doesn't have to straighten, but we are aiming for it to lengthen out, both legs straight. Keep the right shoulder back. So there's a sense of lifting through the chest, and there's almost that sense of pride through the body. From here, take the leg out to the right. If you're feeling balanced, take the gaze to the left, so your drishti turns away from the standing leg. Bring the leg back to the center, and then place the ankle to your left thigh, squatting into the supporting leg. Bring the hands to the heart center. Reach your hips back behind you, and bring the elbows to your knee and to your ankle. Then reach the tailbone further back. Good. Option to stay here. Option to bring the fingertips to the floor, folding into it. If you want to play with arm balance, take the hands to the floor in front of you. Your shin is going to come forward, so the shin rests onto your right tricep, and the toes curl around to the left tricep. So your foot has to stay strong on that arm. I'll come closer to the camera to show you that. So you have your leg here, one on one elbow, the foot curls around that left one, so your arms aren't going to slip off that toe, the foot has to stay strong. Then hands to the floor. Try to tuck the front foot in towards your bum, and then you lengthen it out. Or you're holding, staying with a good butt stretch. If you're finding floats, try and take the back leg up towards the ceiling. Reversing the way you came, so come back into that standing squat pose, and slowly lifting the body up. Place the right foot down. If you've just been holding that standing pose, give your leg a squeeze out. Well done. Other side, so lift the left knee towards your chest. Right hand resting onto the hip. Take your left peace fingers to grab hold of the big toe, and try to keep this knee as high as you can. So if the knee is folding forwards, it's going to bring your weight forwards, and it's harder to keep the balance. So try thinking the knee up to help your chest stay up. Press the toe into the fingers, so again the foot feels strong, and lengthen the heel away from you. Doesn't have to go straight, just give that time. Take the leg out towards the left, maybe your gaze to the right. Use that right hand to squeeze in the waist, so abdominals pull into the center line. Bring the leg back center, good. Bend the knee, so your thigh comes to rest onto the right, your ankle to rest to right thigh. Hands at the heart center, Reach your tailbone back and bring the elbows towards your knee and your ankle. Holding here, or bringing fingertips to the floor. If you're taking the arm balance, your shin rests to the left forearm, the toes curl around the, not forearm, tricep, sorry, and the toes curl around the right tricep. Use that grip of the fingers to take the toe off the ground, stretching it back. Good, Izzy, nice. Reverse the way you came. Bring the hands to the heart center. Standing up and place the foot down. Give the legs a shake out. Well done. Come back to the top of the mat. Take an inhale as your hands lift up to the ceiling. Come onto the tip toes of your feet. As you exhale, try and stay on the tip toes as you come forwards towards forward fold. Good. Stay on the tip toes, take a halfway lift. Land on the tip toes as you jump back to your chaturanga or step back. Inhale, lift the chest. We're going to hold up dog. So press down into that shoelace under the feet. Pull the belly to spine. Try and tuck the tailbone here. So you take the pressure off the lower back. Exhale, then come back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Roll forwards into a plank position. Slowly chaturanga all the way to the floor. Good. Reach the hands around to the sides and back towards the feet. Take your cobra through the upper body, reaching the fingers towards the feet. Press down through the feet to start with. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Just keep the gaze slightly forwards and down so we're not pressing anything into the neck. If this is feeling okay, then reach the legs up. So think thighs trying to lift, not just the toes. Thighs trying to lift. Squeeze into the bum. Holding. Each time you exhale, finding more lift. Last breath in. As you exhale, soften everything to the ground. Bring the hands underneath your forehead. So either you repeat that again, if that feels enough for your back and your core, and whatever, you judge it yourself. If that feels enough for you, then take that again. It's going to help you strengthen into your back. To up level from there, we come through the same pose with me, reaching up. Maybe you're lifting the feet. Maybe you bend the knees and grab the ankles. If you have the ankles, press the ankles into the hands so you create more shoulder opening. Think the thighs trying to stay on the floor, so you're pushing the weight backwards. This isn't loading into the lower spine, you're opening deeply through the chest. Flex the feet if you have them. So try to grab the ankles rather than the feet. Yeah, perfect, Rich, good. I'm going to hold here for a few more breaths. Try to keep the neck feeling soft. Make sure the belly is pulling in on the exhale. And if you're breathing into the belly nice and deeply and you're fairly lifted, you might feel the body kind of rock with your breath. Last 3 breaths. And slowly bring yourself back to the ground, hands underneath the forehead, just let everything relax. It's a really powerful pose, just let the kind of energy of it sit through the body. Bring the hands under the shoulders, press up to all fours. Take a couple of little cat-cow or wriggle through the back if you need to. So from here, I'm going to build into more of a peacock pose. So again, a couple of different levels to work into it. It can be a really strong pose. Generally, men will find this a bit easier because their body is a little bit more square than women's is. So taking the palms to start with to face the outer edges of the mat. Now, if you're working with any wrist injury or anything, this probably isn't the pose for you today. Okay, it's quite strong in the wrists. So palms face out to the sides, come into all fours, but with the knee fairly wide. And as you come forwards into the arms, try to tuck the elbows to rest into the abdomen. So spread them this way. So your hands are wide, the elbows squeeze into the abdomen. So try to create as much cleavage through your upper arms as you can. Get the elbows into the belly. From there, try straightening the legs back so you're more in a plank position. So you bring the elbows in, tuck the toes and lift the knees. Come back out of it occasionally. Unmute yourself if you have questions. So ideally, the hands are kind of facing backwards, more towards your knees. That's going to help your elbows tuck in closer. Knees lift. So if the wrists feel okay too, you can turn them back more.
Pip?
Yeah?
I'm really struggling to find the right place for my arms. Could you help me, please?
What, sorry? Say that again. Say that again,
right
Izzy.
Placement with my arms, please, may you help me?
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
really
so
struggling to find the right...
So because also you're quite tiny, this is probably harder because your bones have to go in closer. Okay, so you have to bring your elbows, so squeeze your chest together, and then elbows come into the abdomen here. So that kind of, they place between your obliques and the hip bones, there. There. So you have to really tense the core, so you have something to kind of press against. If the abdomen is soft, then your arms are just going to sink in and you'll like massage your intestines or whatever. Okay. So to build, so just sometimes it takes a while to get the placement. So give that time, hands wide and tuck the elbows in, like you're just kissing the floor, rocking into it. Try the hands back, rocking down. If you feel that you've got some connection under the abdomen, try taking the knees wide, toes together, and scoop the knees up. Nose to the floor. And Nate, if you can do that with straight legs, you come into plank, take the weight forwards, and hinging. Chin to the ground helps as well. Try, Nate, to tip your tailbone further up so your legs lift higher. Yes, yeah, push into the wrists. Nice. Are we dead? Well done. New pose. Good stuff. Come back.
Can I ask a question quick?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, so what is the full variation of that? You're trying to get legs up as high as you can?
Yeah, so it's almost, chin should be hovering, but you can kind of chin stand into
So
it
it's
as well.
almost chin stand, but...
Yeah, but with the peacock. Hands out, turning back, palms wide, dip into it, straightening the legs. So starting from plank position, moving forwards and coming back.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'll give it a try. Thanks.
Yeah. Come into a downward dog when you're ready. So then when you've just done another go, have it do a vinyasa. Have a little wriggle out in your downward dog. And then stepping or jumping your feet through the hands, come into a seated posture with the legs out front. Good. How are we doing on time? Okay. So cross-legged with the right leg in front or into half lotus. So the right leg is going to tuck into the fold of the hip. If that feels too much for knees or for hips, the lotus position is not for every body's bone structure. So go with what feels best. You can pad out under that knee if you want to. Your right hand is going to reach forwards and then sweep it around your back. Grab hold of your t-shirt, your leggings, or your big toe if you can. If you have a strap to hand, you can wrap a strap around that foot and kind of use that to help you reach, or clothing is fine. Bring the left hand to the right knee, so it's crossed over. Take a full breath in, lift tall. And as you exhale, spin the shoulders round. So Nate, half lotus with right leg tucked in or cross-legged, yeah. So Nate, your right hand will reach behind you, the left hand to your right knee. Perfect. Allow your head to drop over towards your left shoulder. And keep encouraging the right shoulder to open round, back, and down. Slow down the breath, stretching out that neck. To deepen into it further, allow your torso to just lean in towards your left knee. Slowly straighten up your body. Take your time to unravel the arms so they don't ping out of place. So stretch the legs out in front of you, give the knees a bit of release if you need. And then switching sides, so we're either in Sukhasana, you're cross-legged with left leg in front, or the left foot tucks into the crease of the hip into half lotus. And if you're taking that, you want the little toe edge into the fold of the hip, so the sole of the foot is facing upwards. Left hand reaches forwards, sweep it around behind you, grab your t-shirt, your leggings, or your big toe. If you're nearly with the big toe, lean forwards. Katie, lean forwards and then grab it. Yeah, perfect. And the right hand is with your left knee. Inhale. Exhale to squeeze the shoulders round, belly to spine. Drop the head towards your right shoulder. And keep encouraging that left shoulder to open back, round, and down. Again, if you want to deepen into it, go easy, but lean in towards that right knee slightly. Finding more space down the side of the neck. Slowly bring yourself up. Unravel the arms. And you can either finish your Shavasana in seated, if you want to stay in more of a seated meditation, or bring yourself down onto your backs. Just take a moment to have a little twist or wriggle or find a comfortable closing posture, any variation of a Shavasana that works for you. Take a really deep breath in. Hold the breath in the body. And slowly but fully release the breath. Again, take a really deep breath in. Hold the breath in the body. Slowly but fully release the breath. Allow the breath to return to a more organic rhythm. The conscious awareness of slowing it down, bringing the yin back into balance with the yang of the body. And then take a deeper couple of breaths that feel a bit more energizing. Bring some movement to your hands, to your feet, to your head. And then take your time, make your own kind of path to come back up to seated. So really take your time, if that means you take a moment with the knees bent or on your side. Whenever you're upright, just reclosing the eyes. Keep a sense of space around the chest and height through the spine. Just closing your practice, bringing to mind one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Acknowledge something that you are proud of yourself for. And recognize how getting to your yoga mat has served you in some way today. And close that gratitude, self-compassion, and achievement into your heart center as the palms close. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, use the hands to give yourself an applause. Awesome. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. I'll meet you. Thank you.
Thank you. It was so good to go back and do rocket.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's so nice to see you. See you soon.
See you all soon. Have a lovely weekend.
Bye, honey. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you
well
so
done.
much, Pip. That was phenomenal. I loved it.
Oh, so welcome. Take care of your injury. Hope it gets better.
I will indeed. Have a good afternoon.
And you, lovely. See you soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Enjoy your picnic.
Thanks, Mama. Love you. See you soon.
Bye, darling.
Bye.